Hey everyone! The title is not clickbait. It legit almost killed me. And I had this idea to open this video with a really cheesy skit. I was gonna make these pillows attack me, and like I was gonna die. And then I realized that I'm like a 30-year-old man being attacked by pillows. It really wouldn't look right. So anyway, yeah, so Twitch almost killed the Comicstorian. That is the title of the video, and it's not an entire lie. It almost killed the Comicstorian in multiple ways, by damaging me, health-wise, damaging the channel itself, and things that have happened. So I feel like I make one of these videos almost every March with you guys. I give you an update as to what's happening on Comicstorian, the direction we want to go, what worked, what didn't, that kind of a thing. And today, I'm going to tell you what definitely did not work. Benny deciding that he can work 14-hour days, and I guess the terminology would be like perform for like 9 of those to 10 of those hours a day. So recently, you've seen tons of the ads for it on our channel here because I mention it all the time. We started doing Twitch, and we are still doing Twitch. So this isn't a Twitch almost killed Comicstorian, so he's quitting. No, we love Twitch. We actually love the Discord community. We love our Twitch community. We love chatting with them. We love what this has brought to the table for Comicstorian as a whole community. We talk about comics, video games, everything. It's so much fun. But me, I am a workaholic. So what it used to do way back in the day, I would work 12, 14-hour days to make Comicstorian work when it was just me. And when I first hired Dan, I first was like, oh, that'll cut my days in half and I'll have Dan helping me out. And instead of that, I started focusing my efforts on other jobs. We started doing things like Eligible Monster Gaming channel got bigger. We started doing Comicstorian, and that worked out fine because YouTube allows me to do things at my pace in my schedule. So it may still be a 14-hour day. Maybe I broke it up with an hour of playing some video games, or I went out with my friends for an hour here and there. And like, it allowed me to relax when I needed to relax and still be able to do things. We've gone way past just me and Dan. We have me, Dan, Houston, Gary, we have Dylan, we have Kevin, we have Sean, we have Diggs making animation and things like that. And for some reason, me and my infinite wisdom has still decided that I need to do as much as I can. I wouldn't call myself a micromanager, but I'm sure Dan would. Anyway, he's just laughing at me in the background over there. We decided we were gonna do Twitch. The original plan was to do Twitch on Saturdays and Sundays, and it would be a fun little thing that we do, and that would be the extent of it. It'd be a little games for me, Houston, Dan, and Natalie to do. And I saw it succeeding, I saw it doing well. And with YouTube giving us so many problems on advertising, demonetization, things like that, I was like, well, let's make this a secure backup. Let's take Twitch, and we're gonna make Twitch like on a same level as YouTube for our company. And so what I decided to do was I kept increasing the days and I kept increasing the hours we were doing Twitch. And by, I wanna say November, we had gotten to 6 days a week basically, and we were doing anywhere from 4-hour short streams to on average 7 to 9 hours total. Now, because we run a hugely successful comic book channel, humble brag, I had to still do that Comicstorian stuff. So most of my days entailed me getting up at 5 a.m. I would goof, I'm not gonna lie, I would play Final Fantasy 14, water my plants, take care of the house, things like that. 6 o'clock, typically I would then start writing scripts up. So it would be like the Injustice script. I took Justice over, I did DC Metal. Sean takes a lot of the more bigger stories, I take a lot of the singles. And that would be my day, 6 to, let's say 7 or 8, typically, I would be doing this. Then I would go eat some breakfast, go to the gym for an hour or two, and we would come back at like 10, and then we would start preparing for the stream. Now, this is where the problem comes in. Dan and Houston would come in, they'd start preparing for the stream. At the same time, I was trying to record the audios for you guys, which in the beginning was perfectly fine. I was full of energy, I was excited, I loved doing it. I've always loved doing the audios for Comicstorian. You guys might just think I'm yelling into a mic, but they'll vouch. When I'm reading those audios, in my head, I'm picturing this as like a Justice League animated cartoon. I'm picturing this as like the Avengers Earth Mightiest Heroes. That's how I view it, and I'm telling you that story almost as if it's a cartoon, and I get excited about that. I don't do the voices for the characters because I'm trying to be all, oh, he's trying to be a voice actor. I don't consider myself a voice actor. I do them just because that's how I would tell you the story. I would just start acting like these characters. So it was a very tight schedule, but it was working. And so I was able to maintain Comicstorian, and then we would go live with Twitch at 12 o'clock our time and go until about 7 our time. Then I would be exhausted and we'd go to bed. The first couple of months, this was fun. This was a blast. I was having so much fun doing Comicstorian and doing this. But about mid-December, Natalie started to have a lot of health issues. The health issues at first just seemed like we were overworking. So we tried to cut back on the streams or cut back on her efforts, which would then give me more work to do because she would have like a less day of streaming, so I would have an extra day of streaming and things like that. But it was going okay. But I began to notice about mid-December to probably like the beginning of January, not only was she getting like, her health was getting worse and worse, but my health was getting worse. And I was tired all the time. And what started happening was I started neglecting Comicstorian. So I was reading less comic books. I was not as excited recording the audios. What used to be a session of me recording 5 videos in a session, all excited, chugging coffee until my voice can't do it anymore, turned into me barely doing 1 a day. I wasn't even writing scripts anymore. That's actually what happened to Injustice. I got to the point where I just couldn't write things. I would sleep in till like 7, not write a thing, wake up, barely be cognitive of what's going on, chug some coffee. Then I stopped going to the gym, and over the course of January, going to the end of January, my health started to like drastically change. I put on a lot of weight. I put on, I think it was a total between 15 to 20 pounds because we were sitting here just eating lunch and then playing video games all day. My blood pressure got super high. My cholesterol went from apparently 90 to 185, the bad cholesterol. I don't know what the difference is, and I can't even pronounce cholesterol properly, but whatever it was, apparently it doubled. Like, I am now on pills for my health to fix it because of that 6 months of overworking. So I don't entirely attribute it to Twitch, but Twitch almost killed the Comicstorian on various aspects. My health degraded to the point where I just was lethargic and couldn't do anything, and I was exhausted. On top of that, it affected my view of Comicstorian. Instead of being excited about doing Comicstorian and working on all of these new projects that we have going on, I just started pushing them all aside. We brought Gary on to film stuff, and we didn't do any of the stuff we intended other than the R&BE for the entirety of those 6 months. Rob moved out here, not entirely for this, but as one of his reasons was to do more work with us, and every time he'd come over, it would be like, all right, Rob, 30 minutes, we gotta go live. Like, I have no time to talk to you, I have no time to work out the plans, I can't do anything. It's an overworking thing. I decided that I was gonna try to do full-time Twitch and full-time YouTube. And to top all of that off, we discovered this about mid-February. Natalie's health issues apparently were like an autoimmune thing, and as of recording this video, she's hospitalized because of everything that came out of all of that and her pushing through it to do Twitch. Now, I don't want anyone to panic. They've discovered what the disease is. She's being treated right now. She'll probably be in the hospital for the next week or so, so if you do miss videos or something goes wrong, that's why. But I wouldn't be here making a video if my wife was like in a life or death situation. Like, I would not be here, okay? She's okay, she's recovering. But I know some people were concerned about her health. And when she gets back, maybe we'll do a video on EM or we'll do something on Twitch where we discuss exactly what happened with her. But that's where we are now. And so this is kind of like, I guess, a warning tale of overworking. Like, things are being successful, things are working well, and you just want to do more, you just want to keep going, you just want to make more money, you just want to make everyone happy. Like, Dan and Houston were loving streaming, and I'm like, this is great, they've been with me for 3 years, and they have something that they can be like, I created this, and this is where it got. Oh, and the worst part about all of this was my creativity was shot. We had like 0 ideas for interesting Comicstorian videos. And this is still like my primary passion, guys. I love comic books. This isn't something I do because I have a YouTube channel. I have a YouTube channel because I love comic books, because I love the comic industry. I love superheroes, I love powers, I love telling stories, I love everything. And to see what you love to do turn into something that you hate to do and you can barely bring yourself to do, that was killing me. And like, the creativity was shot. So, Twitch is horrible for your health. And I've looked into other reports. I'm not the only person who had problems with this. Mental health was having problems. I couldn't go out and be social. I couldn't do things. My cholesterol went up. My blood pressure rose. I gained weight. It was not good for me at all. And I don't say it directly is Twitch's fault. Twitch caused these, but by me overworking together, bad combo. So, you're probably wondering right now what is going on now that you're not doing Twitch all the time. So we've decided we're gonna keep doing Twitch because we do love Twitch, but we're gonna kind of reel back on 8-hour days, 6 days a week. Primary reason is we want to get back to being creative here at Comicstorian. Every beginning of the year, I like to sit around and come up with ideas. Some of them pan out, like the Deadpool versus Batman with Rob. That was a lot of fun. I had a great time with that one. And sometimes they don't pan out, like trying to do that as a 7-episode series. It didn't work. This year, we're gonna try a couple new ideas. You guys liked the Ultimate Recap last time. We're gonna bring it back, but make it less stressful for us to record. It's gonna come back as Comics Tonight. We're gonna do a talk show where I'm gonna give you guys recaps on all of the comics that are out on Wednesday, and we're gonna tell you where the new story arcs are beginning, what is a good place to jump on, and on top of all of that, we're gonna kind of give you our recommendations while interviewing some of your favorite superheroes, like Really, Really Fast Man, and I'm Scared of the Dark Man, and ADD Man. Yes, we made up a bunch of really crummy superheroes so that we can have some creative and fun skits, and we're going to do those. So that is gonna probably get started in about a 2 weeks, 3 weeks time span. We're also doing more podcasts, and we're gonna be doing one more that is public for everyone to enjoy. It'll probably get afterwards posted on EM, but we're also gonna come out with 2 more podcasts that are exclusive to our Patreon and to our Twitch. So we're gonna stream them live on Twitch. If you're a Twitch person, for $4.99, you can watch it whenever. If you watch it live, you get it for free. And if you go to our Patreon and donate $1, you'll get access to the audio for the podcast. The first of these is, what do we call it? Weekly Comicstorian. It's gonna be me and Dan just talking about the comic books we read that week. We're gonna talk to you guys what we thought about them all, what's happening. We're gonna record that every Sunday on Twitch. Roundabouts noon our time, so that's like 2 p.m. Eastern. It's supposed to be live right now, but I'm doing this video instead. But no one knows it exists yet because I haven't said it here. See? So we're not late, you know? Well, we are late, but you don't know we're late. We're gonna start that here. I know some people are gonna be a little upset we're putting it behind Patreon and we're putting it behind Twitch, but we do have communities over there, and we feel like we need to give more to the people who are willing to give us extra money. You can watch it live for free. Don't worry about that. We're never gonna wall up the live video. In Comics Tonight, we'll tell you about a couple things, so you don't have to worry about like, oh, I wanna know directly. And I will always answer your questions. If you follow me on Twitter, if you follow us on Twitch, if you catch us just playing a game, I will always answer your questions as to, well, was that good, was that bad, what's your opinion? Don't feel like you have to do this, but if you want the podcast, it is gonna be behind Patreon, it is gonna be behind Twitch, okay? Comics Tonight's coming out, we're doing that. I'm also creating a series called Swept Under the Rug, in which we're gonna be discussing the things that DC and Marvel have done, and they don't like to talk about it. There's a lot of juicy bits. I'm about to make some enemies. But anyway, guys, that's what happened. The entire last 6 months have been a crazy ride. And now that I'm feeling energized again, I'm feeling good again, I'm creative, I'm ready to rock. We have tons of ideas coming out. A lot of them do involve Natalie. When she's better and out of the hospital, we're gonna give her like a week to recover. She's excited to get back to doing this. Dan is excited to keep going with this. Houston's gonna be popping in as a guest. He kind of decided it was too much stress for him. But overall, this is my message to all of you. Comicstorian is coming back stronger than ever. We have a lot of great ideas. My overworking nature got the better of me, and I apologize. That's just me. I don't know where this is gonna get posted. It might be a vlog, it might be a Comicstorian video. If you're still watching, awesome. I am relaunching my vlog channel with at least 1 video a week, behind the scenes, which you can also get some more behind the scenes footage on Patreon. But behind the scenes, along with like me giving advice on YouTube. Anyway, guys, I hope this was educational. I appreciate anyone who watched this, and I'll see you next time right here at Comicstorian.